And that's my open. With me now, Congressman Paul Gosar, member of the House Oversight Committee. Good evening, Congressman.
Good morning. Good evening, Judge.
All right, Congressman, Nancy Pelosi says that this committee is a political stunt. What's your reaction to that?
I gotta laugh. I mean, she has no regard for human life and for these brave men and women that were placed in harm's way. This is really, really sad. You know, the veterans in our country should look at her disdainfully.
Well, and you know, Congressman, the idea that some people never heard of it, or as the NSC communications guy Vitter said, hey, dude, that was like 2 years ago. I mean, it is shocking that people in Congress actually speak like that, especially with positions like she has.
Absolutely. Everywhere I go, I'm one of the most accessible members of Congress, Judge. Everywhere I go, what's the resolution on Benghazi? Can we get all the facts? Who is responsible? Why would Ms. Clinton say what she said? You know, why would people belittle this? Over and over again, it's one of the first things in our town halls and when we have coffee in the morning, every single time.
And what's your reaction, Congressman, to the 7 members who've been chosen for the Benghazi Select Committee?
I think these are fabulous people, Judge. You talked about Trey Gowdy, one of the most honorable men I know. You know, a prosecutor, a solicitor. You know, he's just incredible. You look at Susan Brooks, a U.S. attorney in the Southern District of Indiana. Mike Pompeo was the head at the top in his class at West Point and then went to Harvard Law. You got Peter Roscom, another attorney. You got Martha Roby, whose dad was a federal judge and who was another attorney. And you got Westmoreland, that you know, has special details about. He's the chairman of the intel aspects that knows where to go for the people to get answers from. So well, it's a fabulous group.
It is a fabulous group, and what's interesting is I expect that they will get answers to the questions that they ask. But what reason, Congressman, can you think of would the Democrats have to boycott or not to boycott?
Well, I tell you what, if they don't, they've got so much to lose. I mean, you know, it tells America they're not interested in the truth. They're interested in their own narratives. They're interested about a video. And that includes the president, Judge, as well. You know, he was the one that went in front of the United Nations that talked about the video even back then, 2 weeks after Benghazi. You know, so they're not interested in the truth. They're only interested in about their narratives. And they're not interested about playing from behind in the national stage that we find in Putin and Syria and Egypt, all the way across the world. This is problematic for the Democrats. I would challenge them. Do justice a favor. Sit at the table, get through the answers, and be proud about the answers.
Do you think that the Republicans would still go forward if the Dems, in fact, do boycott?
I would scream to the top of my lungs to move it forward. Absolutely. Justice deserves to be served.
All right. And the Dems, you know, going into the election, the 2014 midterms, I would think that they would appreciate that this, if they're so right, would kind of put Obamacare that affects so many of us right now, kind of like water it down a little. Do you think?
It might water it down a little bit, but I tell you, the back end of Obamacare, you're looking at it in the VA scandal, Judge. If you think you like Obamacare, well, look at the VA, because that's exactly what Obamacare is bringing.
And that's where you're going to end up. All right, Congressman Gosar, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you so very much, Judge.
All right. And coming up, it's